Welcome to this recap video of my October and November note buy year. We'll get started off with October and the things that I replaced and purchased. So this is our whitener. We needed some laundry whitener and we had broken some toddler cups, and so we bought some of these cute little, I don't know, kind of like tea setty cups for replacing those other ones. We bought a set of 6. The next thing we did is we bought a bunch of games. So I put these under our experiences. So we bought Hungry Hippos, we bought a tile game, we bought our first orchard, we bought this dice game that has a bunch of different cards that you roll and then play. We also bought some piggy paint for a date night. We also bought this fun little unicorn costume, which is funny because I ended up being this unicorn. The other things we did was a cousin's trip to a farm in the area. We bought pumpkins and carved them. We did a date night, and for the daddy-daughter date night, they went out to food. And then we also had a babysitter one of the nights we went on a date night. And our next section, we purchased a scooter and a strider bike, which is, it's nap time right now, and they're in the bedroom closet, so I can't bring those out to show you. We also bought some chew toys for some sensory input, sensory needs. We bought a plastic storage bin that I was hoping to put some of those games in, but right now it's still empty, so we'll still figure out what's going to live there. We bought some spray bottles that the kids have totally loved being able to use outside and inside too. I feel like I always buy books, so that's kind of like a repeat thing every month. We bought some glue sticks to be able to use with crafts, and I'm always filling this with new pictures, so we keep updating their album, and the kids really love going through and looking at those pictures too. The other things that we purchased was we're having some behaviors at bedtime and kind of hoping that some sleep. So Genexa Sleep was one of those, and then we started using this melatonin sleep lotion as part of our bedtime routine with some little feet and hand massages. We also bought some snacks for a program that one of our foster kiddos started, so they needed some more snacks at that program. The next section we have, I'm just gonna go through by reading off the list of things. So for our family, under medical or personal maintenance, we bought some ginger turmeric chews, we bought some throat spray and some cough drops. We went to physical therapy. Jeremy had some dental bills from previously that he paid off, and then I, in the month of October, had a laparoscopy, and we paid that off in November. And then some experiences that we had or took place is we got some donuts, and they were just like memorabilia donuts, and we ate them all together. It was really fun. We had dinner out for date night. We had a breakfast date, so we tried to get in some more quality Jeremy and I time with all the other things that were happening in our lives. We also did some giving, so we created some goodie plates and we bought some paper plates to do that on. We also sent like a little care package, so that included honey, bath bombs, a mug, and a gift bag. We put everything together. And then a couple things that were on my list was a water pitcher. I've had that on my list forever. We finally found one that was a glass water pitcher. And then I've been wanting to, so this kind of goes under trips as well, in preparation for our Christmas trip. We're gonna be flying to Hawaii, and so I wanted to transition over to some more zero waste things that I've been wanting to do, and so one of those is a safety razor. So that also could almost go on my replacement items because I've had my previous razor for way too long. It was ready to switch, and I finally made the transition. For Jeremy, he went out and saw a movie, and then he also got a new belt. And then I technically did have a break, but here's the situation. So Jeremy purchased me a new swimsuit and it did not fit. And the thrift store that he purchased it from, their rules is that you can return clothing items for in-store credit for clothing items. So I purchased some pants, 2 new pairs of pants with returning that swimsuit. And then when we get to our percent towards a down payment for the month of October, we were up to 77%. However, at the beginning of November, we paid off my laparoscopy, which was extremely expensive. I didn't know it was going to be that costly. And then I also did not work the entire month of October when we were just kind of going through all of the things with our foster kiddo, kind of trying to get all those things in place. And so that is our extra time was gone to getting services put together for him and starting him in his new program. And then me getting back to work in November. Now we head into our November recap, and the one thing on my replacement items was kitchen bags. We needed new trash bags. These will last us forever. Next on our list is this self-regulation station. This is one of the only things that we have purchased new lately. This is from Conscious Discipline, and with all the behaviors we were having, we definitely figured we needed some extra help. So that's the self-regulation station. Once you finish, you go to the safe place. So our safe place, we purchased this giant bean bag that has been super helpful, super calming and helpful. This is our safe place. We purchased this poster of ways to feel better. I created this book that's personalized to one of our foster kiddos. Super fun and super nice. And we also purchased this mirror with emotion faces on it. Next on our list, we have this cutting board and kids knife. We also had some trips to the auto parts store, and the kids really were interested in these, so they each got a little Matchbox car. We have this shelving, which I was thinking to use in the safe place with books, and we have some things coming up in the near future, so we have not used them yet. And then these are just some new plates. I have some of the ones with the 3 sections and wanted to get some that were just the plain plates, so we bought a set of 8. Next, some experiences are we had a family dinner out together. We made gingerbread houses together that the kids loved looking at and actually ended up eating, so they loved those. Then there was a dental appointment that took place, and my husband loves to take the kids to lunch or a meal after any appointments that he ends up taking them to. So they did that. For our trip, some more things we purchased was one of the kiddos needed a sun hat, so we've gotten that. We got some toothpaste tabs, kind of going along the lines of switching to more zero waste things that I've wanted to do, but kind of in conjunction with this upcoming trip. Then some vitamins and things. This was the melatonin that was recommended to us by the developmental specialist, and then some just other vitamins for the kiddos. Next thing we have is this beautiful wreath and the wreath hanger. We also bought some scented pine cones. So another thing with experiences that we did this month was with Thanksgiving, we had family in town, and so we had dinner, and we provided the pizza dinner for one of our family nights. For personal maintenance, we purchased a new blender. It's more powerful and better than the one we had before. Something we did with that to make it a little less costly to us is we bought it secondhand, and also we sold our other one to pay for this one. And we ran out of some naproxen and ibuprofen, so restocking those. I guess that would be under replacements. Something with giving is, if you can tell, I chopped my hair off, and every once in a while I do that. Once it gets to a certain length, sometimes it's when I just feel like I'm ready to chop it off, but I sent that in, so braided it up, cut it off, sent it in, and I also wrapped things up at work, and so I had some gifts that I wanted to give to some teachers, and so I did that. We needed some car maintenance this month, and so 2 truck parts were purchased and installed and everything like that by Jeremy. Thankfully, that makes it a little bit more cost effective there. For Jeremy, and this is kind of tied in with trips, he bought some new pants and some new shorts. And then on my list slash kind of a break, if you will, I typically, so this would make it a break, but it's also for the trip. But I don't really buy things brand new. These have been on my list for ages. So these are some Zero boots that I purchased, and then I also purchased some flip-flops. So these are coming with us on the trip. They're really lightweight for packing, and I'm just really excited. And I've worn the boots like every single day since they came in the mail. So anyway, this month we did pay off in the beginning of November my laparoscopy, and so we were thinking we would have way less to put towards a down payment, and we actually got some inheritance this month, and so it almost like flattened that out. It like paid for what my laparoscopy was, and so we were able to take the money previously that we had taken out of our down payment fund and then replace that with that inheritance, and so we are at 82% towards our down payment goal. And then our extra time was spent with me going back to work and getting in the flow of that, having Thanksgiving, prepping for our trip that's happening in December, and then searching for some hobbies and things. And I did end up wrapping things up at work, and so I will not be working full-time anymore. I will be a stay-at-home mom, and so that just seemed like the best option for us at this point in time, and I'm excited to see where that will take us.